Hi, thanks for joining me on the mat today. So, truth be told, I really resisted sitting down to record this video today. It's a little cloudy outside. I had something planned that was maybe a little faster in pace, and I wasn't feeling it, didn't want to do it. And then I thought to myself, what about slowing it down and doing what I would like to do? What a concept. So this practice today is a pigeon-inspired slow yin flow. I hope it's exactly what you need to do today because I know I'm needing it and I'm glad you're here. Let's begin in a seat. It could be cross-legged, kneeling, resting on a block under the hips if you'd like. Nice long spine. Let's close the eyes. Just beginning with our breath, dropping in. Full body breath. So really think about the lung from the bottom of the rib cage to the top of the collarbones. And think about the lungs not only on the front side, but also the back side, the right and the left side. If your torso was a balloon, fill it up to capacity, really expanding it in all directions. For me, this is the true magic in yoga. It's the breath. The one thing we can control in our autonomic nervous system. It sends a signal to our nervous system to downregulate that all is well. And it's not just a physical response, it's also a mental response, because when we slow the breath down, we slow the thoughts down. A couple more rounds. Letting the breath be an invitation to be in your body for the next 20 to 30 minutes. And gently fluttering the eyes open, we'll begin circling the torso, bringing it forward. Take it either right or left. Bringing a little cat-cow movement into your spine as you slowly rotate it around the hips, forward to the side and back. Where are you desiring to soften today? Maybe it's one particular area, a couple areas, the whole thing. And then reverse the circle, take it in the other direction. One more round. And then hands come behind the back, uncross the legs, and slowly drop the knees side to side. Just loving on our hips here. These gentle, loving movements. All right, I'm going to change my orientation so I can do this along with you. So hopefully you'll stay with me here. Next time the knees drop over to the right, I want you to hold this shape of the legs if you can. And of course, if you need to adjust them, adjust them. We're going to reach right arm back, and then we're going to reach left arm back and twisting toward the back of the mat. If you need to kind of scoot and adjust the hips or the legs, this is a great stretch through the low back, specifically on the left-hand side. And then you can come down onto your forearms. Your forearms could come down to a block, or your forehead could rest on a block. Just some slow, steady breaths. When we slow things down, there's this opportunity to really find that sweet spot where we're not efforting too much or not doing enough. Just kind of hanging out, there's this sweet spot of balance between too little and too much. It's both mental and physical. And I'm going to turn my shape around so you can see me, and we can do this together. So we are going to rise from this shape. Keep the shape of the legs. Now your hands are going to come off to the side of your mat, and you're going to exhale to fold, kind of waving through the spine. Inhale to rise. A couple more times. All right, last one. Rising up, keep your torso hinged, slightly off to the side here, and then I want you to press into left knee. So keep that left knee grounded and see if you can lift that left lower leg. You might not even be able to see my leg lifting because I'm not lifting it very much. This is deep. We're going to do that for 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. And then release. Turning ourselves back to the top of the mat, hands come behind and windshield wipering out the legs. When the knees drop over to the left, keep this pinwheel shape. You're going to take a big stretch and an arc with that right hand now as you reach toward the back of the mat. Maybe you stay high or come down low. Find the sweet spot. So there's this place where we can, the sweet spot is where we're using actually very little energy and we're in flow. But when we are overexerting, overstretching, the pendulum swings in one way, and we use a tremendous amount of energy on that extreme. And then the same happens when we do nothing. There actually is a tremendous amount of energy that gets there, used there as well. So finding the sweet spot, it was kind of like me spending, it was hours perhaps this morning, spending all this mental energy about worrying about doing this video and what did I want to do and not feeling in resonance with what I had planned on doing. So I switched it up and I chose the sweet spot of doing something slower that felt more in resonance with me mentally and physically today. And then the energy begins to flow. Rising up, hold the shape of the legs, hands come off to the side, and then exhale, hinge, and undulate the spine forward. Inhale, rise. And do that 4 more times. With the torso hinged off to the side of the mat here, we're going to press into right knee, and we're going to lift and lower the right lower leg. Hello, muscles in the hip, internal rotators. And then hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot down. Once again, turning toward the top of your mat, this time butterfly pose, bringing the soles of the feet together. You could hold on to the pinky edge side of the feet, the ankles, the big toes. Press your knees down toward the floor. Lengthen the top of your head away from your grounded hips. And maybe you stay right here because this is the sweet spot. Or you begin to hinge. And you might get into the hinge and your body, it might be a yes, it might be a no. You can come out of it. You can deepen into it. But the idea here is to not use up too much energy in overdoing or in not engaging. Because it seems contradictory, but when we are stagnant or lethargic, we are exerting energy on the other side of the pendulum. And I don't know about you, but that side of being lethargic or stagnant, being resistant, it is mentally, energetically draining. Because I'm never happy with myself. Let's take another couple of deep breaths. And then let's cross the legs, come forward to all fours, tabletop pose. I'm going to turn so you can see this movement. We're going to do a fire hydrant out to the right, slow, slow, slow. Take that right knee toward the elbow or the tricep, and then straighten the leg. Take it off to the left, tuck the toes, and then gaze over left shoulder. We're going to do that 4 more times. So this slow hip rotation. Don't rush it. Think Sunday afternoon drive. We're not in a hurry. And 2 more. Now keep those toes tucked. Heel is lifted. Gaze over left shoulder. And think about hiking right shoulder up toward your ear. And then dropping right side of the pelvis away from your shoulder. Right knee is going to tuck behind left. Gomukhasana, child's pose, hips to heels, arms reach forward. 3 deep breaths. If the cross-legged position does not work for you, feel free to uncross and just make this a traditional child's pose or something else that works better for your body. Seeking that sweet spot. And then rising up, we're going to take that right foot to the pinky edge side of our right hand. Let the hips shift forward, the shoulder blades pull back. And then half splits, a wide stance half splits, pressing into the heel, flexing the toes. And then here we go, shifting it forward to our runner's lunge and pressing it back to half splits. 3 more. And on this half splits, we're going to hold it. If the hands are not reaching comfortably, you could use blocks underneath the hands. And bring it forward into our runner's lunge. Maybe you want to drop down onto forearms. Maybe you want this to be a more active lunge for you, and you tuck those back toes and lift the knee. You know, our sweet spots are not going to be the same. What's happening for me mentally and physically is different than what's happening for you. So it's really this practice of listening moment to moment, to be in body, present. And then we're going to twist it out, pressing into left palm, reaching right arm up toward the sky. And again, option if you don't have that back knee lifted and you'd like to, or feel free to keep the knee down. If you were on your forearm, you could press that left forearm down and reach right arm up. And release. Right hand comes down, press it back, downward facing dog. Pedal, sway. And come forward through plank, bringing the knees down. Here we go. Other side. Left knee lifts up into our fire hydrant. Knee comes toward elbow or tricep. And then take the leg back, tucking the toes, gaze over right shoulder. Side body stretch on the left. 4 more times. Here we go. Slow, slow, slow. Moving through that hip. Finding the side bend. Last one. Take it back, tuck those toes, plant them, gaze over right shoulder, and then think about hiking that left shoulder up towards your ear and pressing left side of the pelvis away from left shoulder. Tuck left knee in behind right. Hips go back to heels. Gomukhasana, child's pose. Rising up, we're going to step that left foot forward inside of left hand. We're going to let the hips come forward. Maybe that right knee, right leg slides back, shoulders pull onto the back as the sternum pulls through. And then send the hips back, straightening left leg, flex your toes up towards your shin. Here we go, forward and back. Last one. And hold your half splits, 3 deep breaths. Bend back into the knee, runner's lunge, hold it, make it your own. Maybe coming down onto forearms, maybe making it more active. What is just right for you? What's that sweet spot? We'll take it into a twist. You could stay down on right forearm and reach left arm up. You could press right palm down. Option to tuck those back toes. For me, lifting the knee and tucking the toes, I get a nice deep stretch through that hip flexor on the right side. Shoulder blades stack. And then left hand comes down, step left foot back, downward facing dog. From downward dog, we will take this to pigeon pose, which we have warmed up for. Right knee to right wrist, right heel over to the left side of your space. I like to remind students that the knee position, you could have right knee, if it was a clock here, 12 o'clock being in the center of the mat, it could be at 12 o'clock, it could be 1, 2, 3 o'clock. If you could get your knee to 4 o'clock, I guess you could go for it. I don't know if any of us have that much rotation. I'm sure someone does. So we square our hips and our shoulders forward. You could stay high, you can come down low. We will hold this for a little longer. So allow yourself to settle in. If you felt a pull or a tug and unevenness in the hips, you might place a blanket or a block underneath that right hip. This could also be figure 4, modified figure 4 on your back. And then just practice allowing and being with whatever sensation arises. Use the breath to help you downregulate the nervous system, to slow down the thoughts, and just to soften physically. And then relax even more. You know, every posture is like peeling back the layers of an onion. There's always another layer. You know, this physical, mental experience of being human, it is a really, really deep well. So dive deep. And slowly rise, walking the hands back toward the hips. You're going to bring that right hip down and sweep left leg around for a seated twist. If you want to straighten that bottom leg, please do so. Left hand comes behind the back, right arm reaches up and lengthens, and then we twist it out to the left. You could fly it out here or hug the knee into the chest. I like taking that knee in the crook of my elbow. And then think about lengthening, hips heavy, top of the head light, lifting skyward. Navel pressing toward left thigh, shoulders onto your back. And then rinse and wring the breath out along the spine. Maybe even think of removing any excess. You know, if your spine is a sponge, just wringing out and getting rid of anything that's not needed, any extra. And then release. We're going to unwind and come to tabletop at the back of your mat. Downward facing dog. Transition to pigeon at the back. Left knee to left wrist. Left foot over to the right side of the mat. So finding that just right position. So now it would be 12 o'clock for the knee, or 11 or 10 or 9. Or maybe you come onto your back and you cross left ankle over right knee and find a figure 4. Soften and fold. Use any props. You know, when the body feels supported, it will surrender and let go. So use those supports however you want. And if the mind starts to wander, bring it back to the breath. And slowly begin to rise, walking the hands back. Weight comes into that left glute. We sweep that right leg around. If you need to straighten the bottom leg, straighten it. Right hand comes behind, left arm reaches up, get really long through the side body, and then twist. Find your arm variation. Press navel toward right thigh. Draw your shoulder blades back, and then lift the top of your head away from your hips. Now, yoga is where we come and we have this opportunity to practice good posture. I do plenty of slouching, believe me, when I'm at home. So on my mat, I'm trying to be very conscious about getting my spine upright. Trying to maintain the curves. You know, the spine is essentially looks like an S. It waves at the top, it waves at the bottom, so it's not one straight line. But when we slouch, we're actually reversing the curve in the low back. So this is an opportunity for us to do a little undoing or kind of counterbalancing what we might do throughout the day. And then gently unwind through center, coming back to tabletop, facing the top of your mat, and then let your hips press back to your heels, reaching arms forward or arms back behind you, child's pose. Rise up and come into a seat. If you wanted to take a shavasana, you could pause this video now and come to laying on your back or find a comfortable seat, closing the eyes. We'll close with 3 rounds of breath, inhaling, arms rise up overhead, and then palms press down toward the ground as you exhale. 2 more times like that. Inhale. And pressing the palms down toward the floor. One more. Bringing hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hari Om Tat Sat.